Justice League, Justice League.
I think the Kenyan Socialite, first of all, is curvaceous. She's on the internet a lot. She's received huge publicity. And it all starts on social media. Like, you post your photos on social media, you get a huge following, and all of a sudden you're a socialite.
Most of the time, their life revolves around partying and being seen with the who's and who's in Kenya. Yeah. So most of them, most Kenyans who are socialites right now, they actually tend to associate themselves with politicians or musicians, and they love going to lavish events just to be seen.
To me, I would define the socialites as just empty girls looking to fill a void, but they're doing it the wrong way. It's just a glorified or a fake way of leading a very good life.
The trend that is catching in Kenya, previously we never had such, but with the entry or with the advent of 24-hour television and with the social media and with the globalization, Kenyan socialites hasn't gotten there yet. They're just trying to copy what the American or the European socialites do, and it's something that is catching up in Kenya.
Socialites are the ones who are known to go out with these rich men who are married but are willing to spend a lot of money on the side.
In Kenya, or even around the world, to become a socialite, you need to do something that's daring. You need to make sure people switch their attention from the current issues to you as an individual. So in Kenya, people have learned that if you post nudes, that's how you'll direct attention first. Even if, let's say, you do something crazy like stand on a table in a club, you twerk, that's how you'll raise first into stardom. So our socialites have gotten used to the fact that you have to create commotion and fracas that you can be outstanding.
It's very simple. As Kenyans, we lack identity. Total, in fact. We are clueless when it comes to identity. And let me tell you, in the East African region, Kenya is number one in this social media. Totally. We have over-glorified it. You have a function. I'm also an event organizer. You have a function and you budget 200,000 to invite a socialite to attend as appearance fee.
I think they've taken being a socialite to the next level in this region. Take, for instance, somebody like Vera Sidika. She sold her trade or her goods or herself beyond the Kenyan market. She's big news, big talk in Nigeria when she tried to look like the Nigerian socialite, you know.
We look at Nigeria, Nigeria, Uganda, Tanzania. Why they're not getting excited with the Western influence is because they respect their culture. See a Nigerian coming to Kenya, you'd think they've brought the whole of Nigeria here. Even how they carry themselves, how they talk. They're proud of their identity. But let a Kenyan go to London on transit and he will come back talking like a British person. Because we don't have our own identity. And our culture has been watered down. Now, for example, Uganda have serious levels of culture. They will not allow some things to be brought in and women having breast implants and they're given airtime on national TV. By that time, they'll have been called by their uncles, the grandfather, even the dead ones, and they are lectured. So that other girls who think of doing this, like, hang on a minute, we saw what happened to the last one, so let's maintain our culture.
Internet penetration is spreading faster than other regions. So access for all these online tools is way easier as compared to other regions. So chances are very high that in Kenya, our morality rate will go down faster as compared to other regions.
Actually, the socialite trend, if you ask me, started with these campus divas. Because we know of stories where big cars go and park outside the hostels and pick these girls. Now when they come out from university, what happens? They have to maintain that because now they are no longer in the blocks, the hostels. So now since there's competition out there, they have to be better than that single lady who is earning 6-figure salary, beautiful and can attract anyone out there. So they have to enhance some things because now they're used to easy money. If they're used to easy money, you look for shortcuts to get them.
Not really, but I think it's fallacious to say that this all starts with the socialite, because I think this has been there for a long time. Yeah, campus chicks coming to campus, pushing with old men, relying on old men to fund their lifestyle. Even in high school, it's been that time immemorial. It might have been popularized by the socialites and it's been brought to light, but I think it's been there for a long time. And as I said, it all comes back to personal decision, you know. I would also feel our education system because, as you see, many guys go to university, they get a degree, they don't get a job. So where does it take us back to? Objectifying ourselves and selling our bodies to make money, and that's what the socialites have shown.
Social media is a good thing, but it can be the worst thing. It can be a nightmare if used wrongly. And unfortunately now, for example, if you open a page for business, upcoming business people, you'll get 1 like a year. But let a socialite post her photos with enhanced frontal view, liposuction. You are sure to get 5,000 likes a day. And people will discuss why the left breast is better than the right one, and it becomes... Now, what does that tell you? It shows, as a society, we are very idle. But let's say, open a page, let's pray for Kenya. You'll have 1 like a day. Now, it tells you the things that excite a nation, tells you the state of that nation. What is it that interests us? I wish there was a way we could have controls.
In Kenya, social media is full of guys who are between the ages of, let's say, 15 to 25. Those are the majority of people online. So for us, major issues that affect us personally rarely will motivate us to even speak out about it. So let's say even if your politician steals this and this amount of cash from the CDF, chances are high that you just talk about that issue for a day, because most of us lack the knowledge and even in-depth info about what concerns us. But if it deals with socialites, most of the socialites right now are our ages. So easily you can discuss that this guy was in high school with me, this is what he actually does, this and this. So chances are very high that you'll have more info about a socialite rather than pressing issues.
If we are denying that social media has no impact, then we are lying to ourselves. Social media is a revolution. It has come, it is there, we have to conform, we have to use it. And it's for the media itself to come up with the regulations on how best to use the media, the social media especially, because that is where the young people are. How many? And they said in Kenya, the number of young people on phone, tweeting, Facebooking, blogging is so huge.
Press can make or break. Press gives us direction. If you open every page, every gossip page, and all you see is a socialite, and you're not seeing anything positive, you retain 80% of what you see.
Tabloid is making its way into mainstream media. In the past, we would not pay any attention, especially media professionals in this country and anywhere else would not pay attention to the likes of Vera Sidika, to the likes of Rispa, to the likes of Vanessa. But now, everybody is paying attention. Why? Because sensational news is what sells. Sensational news is what makes money. And everybody is in the media, in the business, to make money.
We have a lot of role models, if you ask me, who can impact society in a very positive way. For example, Julie Gishu, all these people are very serious, who carry a weight of experience and knowledge that can be of benefit to these ladies, for example. But the problem is that the press does not think they're attractive enough to be in news. Kenyans love gossip. Kenyans love things that things that would give you mental orgasms. That's what Kenyans like. But not to challenge you mentally, but to give you mental orgasms. There's a very big difference. We just want to see Vera Sidika, like for example, one of the socialites, there was, I think for a whole week, they were showing that her bleaching went bad, for example. And it became such big news to a point that mainstream newspapers were taking that. For me, I'm desperate for the day that as people are going south, one newspaper or one magazine will show Julie Gishuru, or a lady who can inspire people positively, talking to ladies in a war-torn area, related place where girls are circumcised at an early age, early marriage. There are more important things to discuss than, honestly, someone who's just had liposuction. The press has a part to play as far as feeding us with the right things. Inspirational stuff, so that we aspire to be like that person we're being shown, and in a positive way. Now, if they showed me, for example, Julie Bishop, 6 days a week, the public would want to be like Julie Bishop and to achieve the things she's achieved, interviewing presidents, interviewing CEOs. But if they show me someone else who gets paid just to pop up her lips in a nightclub, then guess what? We'll want to be like that person, because they show the glitz and glamour. They show the good side. They show the big cars. But do they say the dark side? No. They only mention it when something has gone wrong.
As media, we should be in the forefront of saying, this is not right.
Let these media bosses be called by the relevant government authorities and told, listen, we need to feed our society with the right things, so we will not allow some things you guys are showing in the newspapers, or we'll give you a hefty fine.
Most young girls now, you see even on TV, on some of the programs, if you ask our young people, what would you like to do after school? Many of them are like, I'd like to be a dancer. I'd like to be on this show. I would like to. So we're creating an impression among young people that what sells, what is accepted more is not our ordinary, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher profession, but more the socialite sort of thing. That is what makes quick money. It will get you a job, it will get food on your table, so that's what they want to go for.
If we don't raise our children, Facebook will raise our children. If we don't instill discipline and correct principles to our children, social media will. And guess what? Only bad things sell on social media. Do your homework today.
These are the kinds of role models that young girls have. They realize that you don't need to work hard, you don't need to go to school, you don't need to open up a book, you don't need to engage your brain.
Right.
All you need to do is to find an old man to finance your lifestyle. And for such people to even be given a minute of airtime, nah.
Internationally, many people have been busted with their wives sneaking from their bedroom to just go and watch pornography, or just to go online. As long as you can get sex easily online, people will opt for that. So even if someone pay you for just one night stands or stuff like that, many people are opting for that.
The parents of teenagers are not at home. They spend time there, then they leave the house girls to raise the children. Do you understand? So now, you leave them there, they have Facebook, they have internet, they have Twitter, and all they're watching is socialites. Then you're against that crime when your children go down south. When they become clueless about life, they're looking for the wrong things to affirm so that they get affirmation. Yet, in their formative years, you're not there. They say, like, for example, a girl between the age of 8 and 18, that is a very, very important part of that person's life. Now at 16, parents are not at home. They come on Sunday when they're home, they're out on Friday night, they just come back to sleep in the morning. Wake up, there's chama for the ladies, there's football and nyamachoma for the men. They come back in the evening, and on Sunday they are asleep the whole day. They tell the church, the kids and the maid, go to church. Monday, the same cycle again. So in a week, you have spent maybe 7 hours of quality time with your children, how then do you expect them to be influenced? You're spending 7 hours a week with them, and they're spending 6 days a week on the internet.